friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Rosa, and on this channel we make plant-based food for you and your family to enjoy. So the other day, Jimmy and I were at Costco, looking around and shopping, and he always heads towards the chip aisle because he's an extreme chip snacker, okay, all day long if possible. So I'm always trying to pull him away from that, like, Jimmy, no, you don't need to keep eating chips. So we just stepped away from that aisle and just start walking down the other aisles, and as we were walking past my coconut water I was going to pick up, of course he saw the pizza because that's another one of his Achilles heels, I guess you want to say. But that's his favorite thing to eat as well. So I'm like, no, don't want no frozen pizzas at Costco. Plus two, it's just him and I, so we don't need the giant pizzas, right? So we started walking a little more, and I thought to myself, I did see some pita wraps in the bread aisle. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make him some garlicky pita chips and actually make our own pizza. And then the bonus is I can make myself a sandwich with the other wraps. So that's what I did. And I want to show you how I did that and share with you so you can share it with your family as well. So let's start with our garlicky pita chips. So first we're going to take 4 pita chips and we're going to cut them up into like triangle sizes and some squares. So we just cut across. And they don't have to be perfect, guys, because it's just a chip. You can even make strips, This is just the way we like to eat them. We're going to take our pita strips and put them in a bowl so we can toss them easily with the seasoning we're going to make. So for our seasoning, we're going to add 1/4 cup of olive oil or grapeseed oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. And just get this all stirred up until it's well blended. So now we're going to coat the pita with the seasoning. And you can do this 2 ways, guys. You can either toss it with a spoon, a large spoon. But what I'm going to do is, since I have a lid for this bowl, I'm just going to shake them all together and just get them well coated. Because that's the object anyway, to make sure they're fully covered. Let me check them. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, like that. So I got my oven set at 190 degrees Celsius to preheat. And if you have a traditional oven, you can do it at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So now we're going to just go ahead and put some of the pitas on here. So make sure you put the pita chips in single layers so that they don't touch each other, because you want to make sure each corner of them get nice and crisp. So we're going to bake the pita chips for about 10 to 12 minutes, and halfway in between there, turn them over so they can get crisp on all sides. So while the chips are baking, this will be a perfect time for you to make some hummus. And I happen to have a delicious hummus recipe right here on the channel. So I'll leave a card so you can click on it and go make it. So look at how they came out. So yummy. So let me show you how crispy they get, okay? Listen. That's amazing. So, oh man. Okay, you know what? It kind of reminds me of, I won't say a Dorito, but like that, a seasoned chip that's just permeated with flavor. So definitely give this one a try, guys. So I'm excited for our next recipe. So let's set these aside and get prepped up to make our delicious pita pizzas. As most of you guys know, my husband Jimmy is transitioning from being a meat eater to plant-based diet, and he's doing really, really well. So we're gonna make 2 different pizzas, and the one pizza we're gonna make is gonna be a sausage cheese for him, but we're not gonna be using real sausage. And my pizza is gonna be a mushroom and vegetable pizza. So let's start by getting the sausage prepped up. So in here we have 1 cup of vegetable broth, and what we're going to add to it is 1 cup of vegetable texture protein. So our TVP is rehydrated and I drained off the liquid. I heated up a pan, and it's on about medium to high heat to get it nice and toasty. And what we're going to add to the pan is 1 tablespoon of olive oil or any neutral oil you have, and 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. And we're going to cook that out for about 1 minute so we can get some of that tomato paste bite out of it. So that's all done. So let's add the TVP to the pan and get that all coated. So we're gonna let this cook for about 5 to 7 minutes so it can dry out. So we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. So in the seasoning for the sausage, I mixed together some garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of thyme, sage, some fennel seeds, black pepper, and for a spicy option, I added red pepper flakes. I'm just gonna go ahead and let it cook for another 1 to 2 minutes, and then I'll turn off the burner and let it sit and cool. So while the sausage is cooking, let's go ahead and prep for our toppings. What we're gonna use, of course, is mozzarella cheese, because of course that's traditional. And this one I got here is a block of cheese. I like to buy the blocks because, one, the block of cheese is less expensive than already shredded, and you don't have to worry about like them putting caking agents inside the cheese, you know, to keep it separated. So this is somewhat of a healthier option. Let's just start with about that much. So we're just gonna go ahead and shred it up. And you know, if you have a food processor with the shredding setting on it or that little disc on it, then you can go ahead and just pop it in the food processor to make it that much easier. But I don't have that shredding part on my food processor. So it's gonna be manual today. I actually have a really good recipe for mozzarella cheese. So if you want that recipe, I'll add it to my website. Just leave a comment below. So for my pizza, I like it with a lot of different vegetables, but today we're going to have it with onions and mushrooms and a little bit of herbs on top. So at this point, I preheated my oven to 200 degrees Celsius, and for you, if you have a traditional oven, about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to get our pizza set up. So of course, we got to start with our base, which is our tomato paste. Jimmy doesn't like too much sauce on his, so we're going to probably just do about 2 tablespoons. So the marinara sauce I'm using right now is just a basic marinara sauce from Costco. I usually get my marinara sauce from Trader Joe's when I'm in the States, but they have a really good one, but this is good for now. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to add some cheese for Jimmy and myself as well. So this is the first time me using this block of cheddar. Oh, sorry, it's not cheddar. This is the first time me using this block of mozzarella cheese. I usually use like Follow Your Heart or Viola Life. I really like those brands, so hopefully this one melts really well. So for Jimmy, the last thing we're going to add to it is some of that sausage. So this is how the sausage meat came out. It came out really good. It's really flavorful. You can use a spoon or just put it on with your hands. It doesn't matter. But this will give him that familiar meaty sausage flavor he usually gets, you know, when he orders pizza in the past. So basically a meat lover's pizza. With the rest of the sausage, actually you can use it in like tofu eggs or veggie scrambles in the morning, or anything that you would add like a little bit of a sausage flavor to, okay? So now I'm just gonna add some onions to mine. A few little onions. I like onions, so maybe a little more, because they're delicious. And then we're gonna add our mushrooms. And be sure like to try to cut your mushrooms thin, because you know mushrooms have that water content in it, so it may leak a little bit on your pizza. So we'll only put a few mushrooms on it for now. Our pizzas are out of the oven. So I like to make like a little mixture of Parmesan cheese, a little bit of olive oil, and some garlic powder and oregano. And I like to just, put a little bit on the edges. We used to get these pizzas at, it's called a Marco's Pizza in Las Vegas. And they used to give you a crust like with the Parmesan cheese and stuff on it. And it tastes so good. So we're just gonna brush a little bit on here just to give it a little more flavor. And of course, this is totally optional, guys. You don't have to do that. All right, so now I'm gonna finish chopping off mine with some fresh arugula. I like mine to look like a whole salad, depending on my mood. And top that. So I like to add some fresh tomatoes to it as well. We've been filming all day and I'm so hungry, and now that we got to this pizza part, I think I'm gonna cut me a slice and just eat it real fast, all right? And maybe I'll give the cameraman a slice too. All right, I'm gonna take a bite from the back though because I like the crust. So let me give it a try. That's really good. It's like pizza, okay? It's so good, and with that Parmesan mixture on the crust, makes it taste that much better, okay guys? It gives that little bit of extra flavor. And sometimes I'll take that and just dollop it on top of it, All right, so we're gonna finish this off. I'm gonna give the cameraman a slice too, and then I'll come back and show you the last recipe. For our last recipe, we're gonna make a roasted chickpea pita taco, and it's gonna have a delicious avocado sauce on it, okay? We're gonna start by preheating the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. So I have in a bowl 2 15-ounce cans of chickpeas, and I rinsed them and I drained off the liquid. To that, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of cumin, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper or pepper to taste, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt or salt to taste. Add a tablespoon of oil, and then give that a good toss. Spread it on a baking sheet evenly. So we'll bake it in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until it gets a crisp up. All right, so while that's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and make our avocado sauce. First, we're gonna take 1 large piece of garlic and just kind of smash it to get the outside skin off. Kind of rough chop it because we're going to put it inside of a food processor or blender anyway. Next, we're going to take a large avocado and we're going to remove the pit. That one has some stuff in it. I'm going to clean that up. Get that out. It just got a little bruised, so it's still good. And I think I'm going to add my other half of avocado that I had for breakfast this morning on my avocado toast. All right. So let's just scoop that in here. So we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of lime juice, fresh lime juice, and a little bit of water till I get the consistency that I like. So let's get it blended a little bit and then I'll check it and we'll just move from there. So we add a tablespoon of water to that and we're gonna blend it and see how thick it is, and if it is too thick, we'll add a little bit more water. Seems like it's a little thick, so let me see. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more water to it and a pinch of salt. But not too much salt because your chickpeas are already gonna have enough seasoning on them. Let's add about 1 more tablespoon. All right, our chickpeas are done. So I just put together some arugula because that's what I had left. But since it's a taco, you might want to put some lettuce chopped up or shredded lettuce, okay? We're also going to add some onions, red onions, because I like red onions and Jimmy does not. And I chopped up some tomatoes. And we're going to try out our avocado sauce. So let me go ahead and build it. I think it'll look pretty with the lettuce in the backdrop, you know? So then you can add your chickpeas as much or as little as you like. It depends on the person. And these pitas are super big. I got them from Costco. So normally, you know, you can cut the pita open and have it like a sandwich. But the Costco pitas, for some reason, the pitas are like solid shit. So we're just gonna go it like this and eat it kind of like almost like an open face. And you're gonna omit the onions if you don't like onions, guys. Because I'm definitely not gonna technically put them on Jimmy's. He's probably gonna just pluck them off anyway. And last we'll add our, well, next we'll add our tomatoes. This is such a pretty presentation, guys. Just imagine putting this out for your guests, you know, on little platters, and you can even cut it in 4 so they can have it like little bite-sized pieces or little sammies. All right, so last we'll add our avocado sauce. It acts like it doesn't want to come out. It's kind of thick, but hey, it's really good. So there you have it, 3 easy recipes using pita bread. So let me know and comment below which one you think you're gonna make first, all right? So with that being said, I am Rosa and I will see you on the next video. Bye.